Okay, last thing to get over is the Doppler effect. So basically, this is what we talk about when instead of being completely stationary, the source is moving to the observer or vice versa. So the source of a sound, if it's moving towards the observer, then uh, in addition to making the original definition of the wavelength, the original wavelength that's coming from the source, you have a extra delta x that's occurring if the source is moving away from you. So if the source is moving away from you, then between each crest of the sound wave, there's an extra distance that it has to travel, which is equal to delta x, which is equal to the velocity of the source times the period of the source. So v t naught equals v ts minus or plus vs ts, because as you move away, it's positive because you're adding more distance that has the source is adding more distance that has to be traveled by the wavelength. And as you're moving towards it, it's going to be negative because there's less distance that the wavelength has to cover. So V over F naught equals V minus or plus Vs over Fs, which is gives us F naught or not F of the observer equals F of the source times V over V minus or plus Vs. And then if you have a moving observer rather than a moving source, then you have the same thing where lambda s, the lambda from the source, that the source appears to see is going to be equal to V times T naught plus or minus V naught, or V, I keep saying V naught when I mean V observer, T observer, where V times the period of the source equals V plus or minus V naught times T observer. So V times 1 over F source equals F plus V plus or minus V observer over 1 over F observer. So what the observer sees is Fs times V plus or minus V observer over V. And then I don't know if I've said this, but V is just the velocity of the sound traveling through the air. So when you look at the observed frequency, you find that it's going to be F naught equals Fs times V plus or minus V naught over V minus or plus Vs, where minus Vs for the source moving towards the observer, plus Vs for the source moving away from the observer, and then minus V observer for uh, the observer moving away, and plus V observer for uh, the observer moving towards the source. Okay, so that's all I have to do. Thank you for coming to class and looking at these lectures. I'll see you all on Monday for the final. Thank you very much.